What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So here we have a clear case of episode number 1 of trolling gone wrong in the sport of boxing. As former unified lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez, who is now 17 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 13 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 5'8", with a 68-inch arm reach. Teofimo Lopez is scheduled to face Jose Pedraza December 10th here at Madison Square Garden in New York. Okay. With that said, Teofimo Lopez, he trolled undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, who is now 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. As Devin Haney, he took on the guy who last conquered Teofimo Lopez in former unified lightweight world champion, Australian star boxer, George KAMBOSOS Jr., who is now 20 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout, 29 years of age, 5'9" with a 68-inch arm reach. Teofimo Lopez, November of 2021, he took on George KAMBOSOS Jr., defended his unified titles at the lightweight division, and he lost. He got dropped in the fight. He lost a 12-round split decision to George KAMBOSOS, and it was an upset victory in favor of George KAMBOSOS Jr. Okay? He was Teofimo Lopez's IBF mandatory challenger, and it was a shocker at Madison Square Garden. And with that said, Teofimo Lopez, he went on to blame injuries, blame a plethora of things and reasonings as to why he lost. Said he was set up by Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn. There was tons of reasonings why Teofimo lost, everything but he just wasn't good enough that night. But that said, Teofimo Lopez has now made his debut at the 140-pound junior welterweight division against Pedro Campa, which he got a 7th-round TKO victory over a 10th-round fight. That was August of this year. So Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, they've been rivals, okay, for quite some time. When Teofimo Lopez beat Olympic 2-time gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko, back in October 2020, Devin Haney was calling for Undisputed showdown as he's the WBC lightweight champion. Teofimo Lopez did a lot of talk and everything but fight, okay? Then he fought George KAMBOSOS Jr., and we know the rest is history. He lost his titles, okay? Then George KAMBOSOS fought Devin Haney, and he lost the titles to Devin Haney. And then Devin Haney defended the titles in an immediate rematch, and he beat him again. Dominated KAMBOSOS over 24 rounds, okay? So Teofimo Lopez, he takes to social media. Now, keep this in mind. Teofimo Lopez was telling the world that the fight for George KAMBOSOS, Devin Haney, was set up for Devin Haney to win the fight because the powers that be wanted Devin Haney to hold the titles, right? So he said it's all set up for Devin Haney to win, right? So we know Teofimo Lopez, you know, doesn't hold Devin Haney in high regards. So Teofimo Lopez, he takes to social media to talk about the numbers revealed for Devin Haney's fight with George KAMBOSOS Jr., and here's where trolling goes wrong. And he goes for Undisputed Jeez. And he says the Devin Haney and KAMBOSOS rematch watched by an average of 935,000 viewers on ESPN. Okay? So Teofimo Lopez, he says, Jeesh. You know, for Undisputed Match, what Teofimo Lopez didn't factor in is a few things. For one, Teofimo Lopez, his fight with Pedro Campa, average viewers 913,000, 890 to 913,000. It averaged, it peaked at 913,000, but it averaged 890,000. So Devin Haney averaged, okay, 45,000 more viewers than Teofimo Lopez did. Okay. Now, on top of this, Teofimo Lopez is saying for Undisputed Match. Well, we know titles is not what matters. It's the level of the opposition. and it's the fighter himself. It's not actually the titles, the undisputed titles. Now, that's the cherry on top, okay? It's the icing on the cake, but it's not what draws the fans in. What draws the fans in is the fighter himself, okay? And we see that with undefeated 3-division world champion, superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who did 300,000+ pay-per-view buys his last fight with a $5 million gate at the Barclays Center, which he broke a record. And he's not the unified, undisputed, and he's not even the world champion. So it's about popularity, your star status, and who you fighting. Not to mention what Teofimo Lopez failed to realize when he made this comment and put this out there in this episode of Trolling Going Wrong, is that Devin Haney was competing with two other major cards on the same day he was fighting. One in which was competing directly at the same time he was fighting. And that was Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer Deontay "The Bronze Bomber" Wilder, making his ring return after nearly a year layoff. And also former IBF super middleweight world champion was taking on former WBC super middleweight world champion, superstar boxers Anthony Durrell and Caleb Plant was fighting at the very same time Devin Haney was fighting. Not to mention, just a few hours earlier, Devin Haney was competing with the biggest women's card in the history of the sport of boxing, winning Carissa T-Rex Shields, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, undisputed in 2 separate weight classes, now undisputed 3 times overall, was taking on her biggest rival, an Olympic gold medalist and WBO world champion, British superstar boxer, Savannah Marshall, the last female to beat her 10 years ago. So there was a huge storyline in the UK. Also on that card was a major unification bout between Alicia Baumgardner and Mikael Mayer. So this is all Devin Haney was competing with the day he was fighting. None to which Teofimo Lopez had to compete with when he fought. And yet Devin Haney was still averaging more viewers, 45,000 more viewers than Teofimo Lopez. Here's a clear case on this episode of Trolling Going Wrong, where you have fighters not paying attention, or people overall not paying attention to the entire landscape. Do you know how difficult it is for Devin Haney to have a rematch of a first fight that he absolutely dominated? He absolutely dominated the first fight against KAMBOSOS, pitched the shutout, didn't even lose a single round, and nobody was calling for a rematch. But KAMBOSOS had an immediate rematch in a contract, a clause where Devin Haney had to honor it. And he picked up the clause. So Devin Haney had to honor it. But nobody in the sport of boxing thought that KAMBOSOS was going to make many adjustments and be more effective than he was in the first fight, like he was against Teofimo Lopez in their fight. Nobody thought he was going to be effective, make adjustments, and be more competitive. And nobody wanted to see it. They wanted to see Devin Haney fight either Lomachenko or Gervonta Tank Davis or Teofimo Lopez himself. Right? So nobody wanted to see it. Not even Devin Haney, not even legendary promoter, Top Rank CEO Bob Arum of ESPN and Top Rank. He said that it's not a fight he would fancy making again, but it was in the contract. Nobody wanted to see the fight. Devin Haney was pushing for a Tank and Loma fight. So the interest wasn't very high because of the lack of competitiveness for George KAMBOSOS versus Devin Haney. So you factor that in with the fact that you have the heavyweight division. As the heavyweight division goes, so goes the sport of boxing. And you have the most exciting fight in boxing currently today in Deontay Wilder making his ring return. Then on top of it, you had the storyline, the build-up for Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell. And then on top of it, you have the storyline for Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. And you have the fact that Alicia Baumgardner and Mikael Mayer was fighting on the undercard. All unification bouts, all major fights, okay? Outside of Wilder and Helenius and Caleb Plant and Durrell. But they all had meaning to them, okay? And then Devin Haney was fighting on ESPN+, right? So the attention wasn't there. And yet he still averaged 45,000 more viewers than Teofimo Lopez did. Well, that tells you everything you need to know about the popularity. So in this episode of Trolling Gone Wrong, Teofimo Lopez failed with an F, capital F, because he didn't do his homework and didn't pay attention before he decided to troll Devin Haney. And now he's going to fight Jose Pedraza. And Devin Haney is possibly making his debut at 140. We could possibly see that fight come to fruition soon. So that's all I got for this episode of Trolling Going Wrong. And that's all I got, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.